Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Does it even matter how many living things you touched today?
Or where they all are now?
Good morning, Night Vale.
Hello, everybody. Welcome. I am Hal Lublin, the voice of Steve Carlsberg.
I am Meg Bashwiner, the voice of Megan Bashwiner.
And I'm Symphony Sanders, and this is my show, Tamika Flynn!
Sure is, baby girl. You're born.
Yeah. Today,
just got birthed into the world of Night Vale.
You know, today I is born, friends. And what we are doing here is what we do every time we do this show. We talk about old episodes of Night Vale. We've been going one by one, meticulously combing over this like the true journalists we are. And why do we do it? Because we love this show and because we are our jobs.
Sure are. Sure be. So this is the episode description. The library's summer reading program has begun, sending the town into a panic. Plus, a tough new mandate from the city council, a list of useful things, and changes afoot in the Freemasons. Sure is. All those things.
My first note on here was, "It me, bitches."
Yep. We get Tamika Flynn, not till the very end of the episode.
I know,
though.
but that's the best way to do it. You come back and then there is a savior there. Someone who's there to save the day. And that, I mean, I feel like that happens a lot in these episodes, where the big bad, whatever the big bad is in this episode, you don't get the resolution of it until after the weather. And I like that we go back to this for this one.
Yeah.
But let's just talk about the library itself, right? And the librarians. Obviously, this was this co-written or just this was written by Ashley?
It's a co-write with Ashley.
Right.
Yeah. Joseph and Jeffrey and Ashley cooked this baby up for us, and Ashley Lierman is an actual librarian.
I know, which is extra cool. So she has the down low on the caudal spines and all that stuff. So
yeah, she knows how all that stuff works.
How the tentacles work.
Yeah. Does that mean that she knows that summer reading programs are just an excuse to abduct a large group of children?
Well, you've got to do it somehow, Hal.
Oh, I'm not arguing. I'm down with it. I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to confirm the veracity of this representation. You know, some of this could be construed as fantasy, but some of it is very real.
Yeah. You got to do something with the kids during the summer.
Keep them busy. Idle hands, because idle hands, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to do children's theater over the summers. I was a stage manager for children's theater. Let me tell you what.
Oh.
I wish they were in a library.
Was this as a child?
I was like in high school. Like, yeah.
Huh.
I was in high school. I was stage managing like our local summer theater program. We would do do a musical over the summer.
See, I did a summer reading program when I was like, we would do it through the library, but they would you wouldn't do it together. It would just be like, you read this book and like, maybe you get those stickers and have a pizza party at the end, but it would be during the summer, but like you just do it on your own kind of thing. I don't remember us having to go into the library other than just getting the books.
Yeah. Our summer reading was like assigned for school. So like if you're going into fourth grade, it's like for fourth grade, you have to read these 3 books. And so you go to the library and go read them over the summer. And then you do your little book report. And then you wouldn't do it until like the last day of summer vacation.
Yep.
Oh, we didn't have that. It was just like, my mom just took us to the library because it was free and she could let us run amok in there. And she's like, read something.
You know, when I was a kid, I would read all the time anyway. Like I read so many books all the time. I would reread books I really enjoyed. And then the further along I got in school and the more they tried to regiment what everybody read and the summer reading lists became less like read a couple of these books and like these are the books you need to read and you need to have read chapters 1 through 5. Just the way they standardize the way you're supposed to move through literature completely turned me up. Like I don't read nearly as much as I did when I was a child. It's because I think a lot of that assigned reading pulled the joy out of it for me.
You know what? I felt that way. I didn't read for like 2 years after college because of that same thing. I don't like people telling me what to do, when to read, because I thought reading was supposed to be something that you do obviously for learning, but you do it for also enjoyment. And I feel like I spent most of my time reading plays after plays after plays, you know, for theater history and things like that, or just like trying to memorize lines or whatever, it kind of turned me off from that.
Right.
But then I got back into reading after that and then became a bit voracious about it because I don't know. I like to fall into the world of a book, especially a book series personally. And I like fantasy, a little bit of mystery stuff, but like I'm about the vampires and the witches.
Yeah.
Fairies and stuff. I'm into that shit. Magic.
We're getting towards the end of the year. This is the last episode of the year. So
Happy New Year.
Do you have happy year. So have you read any good books this year that you would want to recommend?
I'm like looking at my bookcase right now. I'm like, what do I have up there that I read?
I have one while you're looking if you want.
Yeah, do it.
John Hodgman's Vacation Land is fantastic.
I read that this year.
So good.
Oh yeah, I haven't read that.
So good. It's a collection of essays, personal essays from John, who normally writes, you know, his stuff is a little bit more like out there and establishing a character of this authority figure, but that he kind of sheds that for this book, and it feels very personal and raw, but also hilarious, and really, really enjoyed reading it. It was a really fun, very easy read.
Yeah, I read it when I was on vacation. I don't remember where. But I really enjoyed it as well. I love like personal essays, memoir. Like you tell me a story about who you are and what your life's like, and maybe you make it funny or sad or something. And I'm so in on that. It feels like getting to read someone's diary, which is a little sister. That's like prime page turner for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll recommend Alice Isn't Dead. I loved reading that this year.
That's up there.
I read Exit West this year. I think that was, and I really enjoyed that. It was like right at New Year's of last year that I read that. I also read I was like, I'm late to the party on this one, but All the Light You Cannot See, I read this year, and I was like totally taken by that one.
I just recently read Lilith's Brood by Octavia Butler.
Ooh.
I really like a lot of her stuff. And then a friend of mine gave me this book and I started reading it, but I haven't gotten through all of it. It's called Mistborn. It's part of a book series, but I haven't really gotten into it, but that's my next, thing to tackle. But yeah, if anybody has any great suggestions out there about any cool books that you think we'd like, tweet us.
Tweet.
Yeah, I like nonfiction, mostly written by women.
And I like shit about witches and magics. What do you like, Hal?
I like a little of everything. Geez, it's hard to think. I really like fun essays, personal stuff. I also like fantasy stuff from when I was growing up. The last book I really remember impacting me was The Alienist. So if anybody has Alienist type stuff or in that vein, I'm down to give it a try.
Yeah. David Sedaris had a new book out this year that was pretty good. Calypso. I liked that. I liked that one. Dessa has a great memoir.
Oh, yes.
We were talking about Dessa in the last episode. But yeah, Dessa has a great memoir that came out this year. But Dessa's just an incredible writer. So like every word she puts on the page breaks you in two.
My devices?
Yeah. My own devices.
My own devices. Yes.
Yeah.
Speaking of lists, they put out a public service announcement of everything that is helpful. And I noted that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them have to do with the government, specifically the sheriff's secret police or the city council, laws, government, helicopters, secrets, and whispers. Like all of those things are like kind of the basis of what's going on in Night Vale, this whole conspiracy of like the government really watching you and all these things. And now they're saying like, this is everything that's helpful. Everything else is potentially dangerous. And it's not just good sense, it's the law. So it's the law to know that only these things are helpful and everything else is not.
Well, and also now murder is illegal.
Oh, yeah. Like
Finally.
Finally.
But first there's going to be a purge.
I was just thinking, I was like, so the rest of the time they'd kind of be living like purge lifestyle. But yeah, they get like the 3-day grace period.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's almost like being like, murder is illegal now. Wait, now.
Well, they have their band of vigilante justice, which for me, being the far left person, I'm like, well, that's just a metaphor for our police system and our broken judicial system is this existing vigilante justice system that's killing the innocent and trying to arrest dead people, but even the dead people get away. So
again, people are so shitty at their jobs.
It's a big allegory for our broken criminal justice system.
And they even send you kits to arrest yourself. They give you a kit that basically just assumes your guilt.
Right.
And all of this, by the way, feeds into, I think, the theory that we keep discussing, which is that the people who are in charge are terrible at their jobs.
Yeah.
And only want to keep their jobs, and like they just need to remind people that they're in charge. And what could be more lazy than, here's a kit so you can just be arrested. Like, you're just arrested. We don't want to show up. We don't want to deal with anything. Here's the whole kit. Just do it yourself. Whether you like it or not, you're getting this. And you have to deal with it.
That's true. No one is good at their job here. And also, it makes me think further down after that, they start talking about, like, summer tips to beat the heat. And like all the tips is basically just climate denying, like denying that you're hot at all. Like
trying to trick the heat. It's a battle of wits.
Right. That I imagine is what Trump does every day. He's like, well, it's cold outside, so it can't be global warming. It's like, okay, you sun staring fool.
Ugh. I'm just gonna make some sounds into the microphone that are like, ugh.
Ugh. I love the entire Freemason section is so great, and I talked about this a little bit. It's so convoluted. Yeah, last week I was talking about how much it seems like Jeffrey and Joseph have a distaste for bureaucracy and like just that organizational bullshit.
Right.
And this to me is like a perfect example of that. that they're splitting into factions, and there are all these different rules, and they all have different names, but they're really all the exact same thing.
Exactly.
The Freemasons and the Illuminati. Which, do you guys know anything about the Freemasons?
Like a little bit, but like, weren't they like part of a thing with the Knights of Templar? Or am I just espousing stuff from what's that book with Tom Cruise in the movie?
You mean
Tom Hanks
National
in the
Treasure with
Yeah.
with Nicolas Cage?
No, the one
Da Vinci Code.
Da Vinci Code. I literally just put up a triangle symbol with my hands, and then Hal was able to suss out what I was thinking.
I got you.
I noticed I didn't ask you if you knew anything about the Illuminati, because I don't have to ask, because all three of us are in it.
Yeah, that's right.
Us and Beyonce.
My father is a
Beyonce,
Mason.
the Obamas, Oprah. What? Sorry.
Huh? Never
What
mind.
were you saying now?
I said my father's a Mason.
Oh, your dad's a Mason? Really?
Yeah.
Do you have any deets?
Here's what I know. He will not tell me any of the secret stuff, but like my grandfather, my great uncle, I know that when you're a Mason and you pass away, you get to be buried in a special apron, and other Masons show up to pay their respects. That's one thing.
Apron.
2.
But don't they do something to the body
No.
when you're not there? My friend,
Well, I'm not there. I don't know. Yeah.
her grandpa was a Mason, and they were like, we want to give him a Masonic funeral, and so we just need to be the last ones with the body. And she was like, no, dude.
What?
I do not remember.
Okay.
But I can tell you, one time we were stranded. We were flying to Utah. We had to stop. We were routed through Atlanta. In Atlanta, there was either a storm in Atlanta or storms in Utah that were preventing our flight from getting out. So it was a shit show, because this is in the late 80s, early 90s, when it's, everything was being done basically manually or through a very slow computer system. So they're trying to deal with everybody at once. My father says something, or he hears one of the guys behind the counter say something that identifies them as a Mason, and so he identified himself to that guy, or the reverse. But because of that, we got set up, we got taken care of quicker.
I feel like, I'm just imagining that he did a series of hand gestures and eyebrow lifts and showed him a ring or something.
There definitely was a handshake, but I didn't see it. My dad just told us. He was like,
I used to work for a fraternity.
Okay, you worked for a fraternity?
I used to work for a fraternity back in the day, and so I found out some of the secrets, but nothing crazy. And I just find that so fascinating when people are like, oh, there's secrets of the society. I guess is it a secret society? Is that what it's considered?
Yeah,
it's not secret,
it is. It's really, my father's take on it was always, it's a service organization. He doesn't really do anything with them anymore, and he wasn't involved enough to be to have any. I have no idea what secrets he would know, but I can't imagine they're that big a deal. It just doesn't seem. I feel like the fact when you say something is secret, I think that people will all you're doing is feeding into everybody's imagination of what it could be, because you assume secret means you have something to hide. Well, if it's the secret's not a big deal, just tell me the secret. Well, no, we said we were going to keep this secret, and who knows? I assume if they're keeping something secret, it's kind of it seems dumb.
Maybe
it just seems dumb. I don't like fraternities anyway, so I was never interested in joining, especially when I was told well, if you want to join, just make sure you have clean underwear. I'm like, nope, no.
Gross.
I think because you have to change in front of. I don't know. I'm not. It's not me, and I couldn't keep secrets like that.
If you're out there, just send us some secrets.
Yeah,
send us some secrets. Are you a disgraced Freemason out there? Tell us what's going on.
Have you been excommunicated?
Yeah.
I want to know. I want to know what they do to the body.
At this, think about Scientology, where people have written a million exposés on it. Are there exposés like that of I was in the Masons and here's what they actually are?
I don't think
I've done some Googling and I can't seem to find anything. They really are very tight-lipped, or there's nothing that they're keeping a secret.
That's what I think it is. I think if there was something I don't know. I'm just not, that conspiracy part of my brain isn't wired as much to believe all that stuff in general. But I just feel like if there were interesting secrets, we would at least have some hint as to what they are, as opposed to like the dollar bill is telling us
Right.
that 3 people per day are killed in Akron, Ohio, and their blood is used to power the flying machines that control the weather.
Shriners aren't Masons, are they?
No.
It's a different thing.
And that's not they're not Lions Club or what's the other one?
Elks.
The Elks? Yeah.
I don't even.
The Elks and the Lions are natural enemies.
Just the hat you wear. Yeah.
Honestly, all I think of when I think of those organizations is old white men.
Well, yeah, because millennials don't do that.
Yep.
Because we're too busy eating avocado toast and working 15 jobs.
And killing aspics.
By the way, it's
Yeah.
it's not lost to me that the fact that I'm saying that it sounds like there's nothing there makes it sound like I am somebody who's covering up for Freemasons.
Yeah, how are you? You said your dad and your great uncle and your granddad. And
All I know
So-
about it, the Masonic temple seemed cool, and my dad has a ring. He has a Masonic ring that's like the emblem. And the only thing I know about it is that you're supposed to wear it with the logo facing you, because it's just to remind you that you're a member rather than show it off to other people.
Nice.
Which I thought, like, oh, that's nice.
It is kind of nice. We almost did a Night Vale show in the Masonic
The lodge, yeah.
Lodge in New York City on 23rd Street. One of our promoters was like, I really want to do a Night Vale show here. Let's go tour the space and see if we can make it work. And I toured the space and I was like, we could probably do a show here. But they were like, you can't cover up the pictures of the Masons on the wall. We didn't want to, but they were very much like, you can't cover up these pictures. And we're like, okay, we don't want to. Like, it's fine. Leave it up. I don't give a shit. Like, just, is there a backstage we can use?
I'm literally just going to take selfies with it. Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't care. Is there a bathroom? Like, can the audience like get in and out? They were like a little prickly about it, and I was like, maybe I don't want it. But then again, also when we did a show at a church in Germany, they were like, you can't cover up Jesus, and we're like, we're not trying to cover shit up. Everyone keeps coming at us like, don't cover up our Masonic leaders or our Jesus, and we're like, listen, we don't care. We just want the bathroom. We all really have to pee. We want a Wi-Fi password and a bathroom.
Did somebody put a rider in the contract that says all artwork must be covered up with shrouds? That may be why.
Yeah, there's some line that I'm missing somewhere. And I'm like, just no, bathroom, Wi-Fi, Cliff Bar.
Yeah. Bubbly water.
Bubbly water. I'm not trying to cover up anyone's idol here.
You do you, Pikachu.
So yeah, I feel like there's when we get to the part where it's like, if you see any librarians in the street, if you see any teachers, go ahead and shoot them on sight. It just like becomes this big catapult of like, not catapult, what's it called? When like things snowball, like a snowball of just like, knowledge is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Do not know things. Knowledge is dangerous.
And we end up losing another intern, Paolo.
Oh yeah, R.I.P.
But like,
It gets mixed up.
That's the thing. I wasn't sure. Like, is he actually dead?
We don't actually get a death count.
I don't think he's dead because he just says that it's like that his heart goes out to them in the time of uncertainty and fear, but not that he died.
Well, he disappeared. We know that he's a victim of the summer reading program, but we don't know if he's among the survivors.
Right.
When Tamika returns.
Saves. I think the word you're looking for is saves.
When the hero, by the way, when he was like 12-year-old Tamika Flynn, I went, hell yeah! Inside. I did.
I remember when I was 12.
Yeah, now you're 17, right?
I think she's still 16. I don't think she's like, you know how it is.
Well, I guess we have her birthday. Let's just assume her birthday is
it's like in October.
Is June. We'll assume it's June 15th because that's when July 15th because that's when the episode came out. That was the day that she was born into the Night Vale world, right?
But like, I think her birthday is actually celebrated in like October.
I thought this episode was August 1st, 2013.
Is
that right?
Was this August 1st? I thought this was July 15th.
I think it is August
1st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about that birthday episode where I became, spoilers, city council member. So that... And that happened, I feel like, in October. We'll get there. Don't worry about it now, kids. We'll get there eventually.
So if it is October, though, and if Tamika's birthday is October, and in 2015 she was 12. No, this was 2013. 2013 she was 12. I'm doing math live.
17.
So she'd be 17.
Right, but I'm also thinking about how time is weird, and Cecil... how nobody, like, I mean, now we know that he stayed one age for a really long time. Lee Marvin's birthday is always like that day. It's always his 30th birthday. Exactly. Yeah. So it's not necessarily you age every year. And maybe
that's a good point.
There could be a time where you're just like, oh, I was like 16 for like 4 or 5 years. And then I moved on.
If you had to pick an age to stay for like 4 years, what age would that be?
Me, Symphony Sanders?
Yeah.
Probably like 28. I've always thought that was like the perfect age because you're young enough where you're still like vibrant young thing, and you're old enough to do all the things. You can rent a car, you can get a hotel room, people like generally start taking you a little more seriously. But I really liked being 30 too. I might stay that way. What about you guys? For 4 years?
I think I'd stay. I was going to say 25 because I think that 28 is better for people taking you seriously. But 25, I think it's like before your body starts to start turning on you and falling apart in a big way.
Yeah.
Like I feel like as soon as I was like cresting those late 20s, hitting the early 30s, it's when it was like, well, your knee just sucks now. I'm like, oh, you're like... as opposed to like 25 when I could like drink all night and then like go to work the next day, and now I like have like more than 2 cocktails and I am like wrecked. I am like the next day I'm like, why?
So you just got to keep padding your liver like I do, just like keep stacking it on top, let it soak in. I'm gonna be I swear my liver is gonna be a delicious pate one day. Cognac soaked.
It's going to be like a boozy fruitcake.
Ooh, yeah, like a rum cake. Ooh, I love rum. Because I'm a pirate.
Hal, if you could stay, what age would it be?
Do I get to have the mental faculties that I have now?
You can do whatever
Stop
you want.
making rules.
Or do I have to? All right.
No.
28.
Okay.
Because I was down to my like fighting weight then. I physically felt great, and that was when I met Jennifer.
Oh.
Yeah. That was just a good year of development for me. I'd go back to that.
Yeah. I'm feeling prime. Feeling prime. I learned a new word in this episode.
Okay, what was it?
Effluvia.
Oh.
There's a part where they talk about how
that's right.
They emerge from the library covered in effluvia.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like an odor or like a discharge or like it's just like a general gross. Yeah, they caked in effluvia is what is the direct quote.
Yeah, I knew it was something gross. I just like was like I thought it was just like snot and like gross stuff, like, you know.
It is. Your context clues did you right. Yeah, but effluvia also sounds like a drug that you take for like a nondescript illness where it's like, are you tired? Does it hurt sometimes? Are you scared? Try effluvia. Ask your doctor. It causes diarrhea. Get effluvia. Like it's definitely one of those drugs.
You may have suicidal thoughts.
You might want to live. You might want to die.
Effluvia.
Effluvia, because you hurt sometimes. In a nondescript place.
I do love the description of how we first see her, that she's like, you know, at the head of the pack and her mouth is clenched in a blood-crusted snarl, carrying the severed head of a librarian in one hand and a gore-streaked sticker chart in the other. And you know that sticker chart gets you a friggin' pizza, a personal pan pizza at the end of that motherfucking summer reading program, friends.
Yeah, and Tamika Flynn's going to get that.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was always my goal. I'm like, I want my personal pan pizza. I will read every book in this motherfucker. Give me a sausage and cheese, and I'm down.
Let me get that sausage and cheese real quick.
Yeah. Thanks, Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut, official sponsor of Good Morning Night Vale.
Our Pizza Hut still exists? Do those exist?
I think Pizza Hut still exists. They used to be a sit-down restaurant.
I know, when they had the salad bar.
Which is where, before kale became popular, that was the biggest use of kale in the country.
The
was
decoration.
The Pizza Hut salad bars, yeah.
And now we actually eat it and put it in our
So
smoothies.
millennials saved kale.
That's right.
I'd like some credit for kale, thank you.
But we destroyed aspics.
Yeah, and we probably destroyed Pizza Hut too, but
Who cares? It's trash.
exactly. We have discerning palates.
That's right.
And the palate craves kale.
I truly believe that pizza shouldn't come. The pizza you eat, you ingest in your body for real, should not be from a fast food chain.
I'm going to tell you this. Last night, Joseph Fink and I, we did the last Alice Isn't Dead book event on the tour. We were at the Indigo Booksellers in the Short Hills Mall. It was a lovely experience. And then afterwards, we went on a proper date to the California Pizza Kitchen.
Whoa.
No.
At the mall.
Wow.
Damn.
And you know what? It was fine.
That's California Pizza Kitchen.
Yeah.
And we had a great time. The ambiance was... It was a nice night. Sometimes you just got to do it. Like that time we went to Red Lobster because we had a hard day.
Look, sometimes you just need to make a sacrifice and there aren't things available. Now, I'm just saying, I don't think you should choose garbage pizza just for yourself. You know what I mean? If that's all that's available to you, I get you, boo. Whatever. But I would suggest, I think the best thing to do is to either find a delicious pizzeria that makes their own sauce and their dough every day. And, this runs in abundance in Chicago. But, maybe out there in Cyberland, they don't have it like that. Or make that shit yourself. Because it's going to be better than Little Sleezers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. I think that pizza is something to be honored, and it should be something that is eaten when delicious and prepared consciously and intelligently. It's how I feel about meat,
Yeah.
It's I'm not going to eat shitty cheap meat because I can find another way to feed myself that no one has to die for. But if I'm going to have a really delicious meat that was thoughtfully raised, then yeah, I'm going to do that. And the same should be true of pizza.
It should be thoughtfully raised.
Yeah, exactly. You want those baby pizzas free range.
Yeah.
I want to know where that Roni came from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know that Roni's name.
I want someone who has hair on their forearms more than average to have prepared it for me.
And very little hair on their head, preferably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I'll take it whatever way I can get it.
Yeah. Just not from Pizza Hut.
Nah. Not from Pizza Hut, not from Little Caesars, not from Domino's. Although we had to have Domino's at one time. We got stuck in Minneapolis. There was a big storm.
Yeah.
And
it was the only thing that
was open.
Yes.
And would deliver to us out by far away.
We had to get the Cinestics too because morale was low. If I'm honest, guys, morale was low. And the Cinestics, I think, put a little dent in getting us back up that hill.
Yeah, I think it made it all worth it. That heartburn that I had that night from that immediate heartburn, the second I bit into it, it was pretty worth it.
What was funny about that? Our Night Vale company credit cards, they're whenever there's a potential fraud alert on that, Joseph gets a text and he called me and he's like, "Are you trying to buy Domino's pizza at 12:30 at night in Minneapolis right now?" And I was like, "Yes, I actually am allowed to put that purchase through." Yes. He's like, "You're not even supposed to be in Minneapolis." I'm like, "It's a long story. We're
stuck.
in Minneapolis and we need to have the Domino's delivered to us at 12:30 at night."
Or there will be a coup.
Yeah.
Up next, a conversation with co-writer of this episode, Ashley Lierman. But first, a conversation about this episode's weather. This episode's weather is You and I Belong by Simon Felice. Is this one of the Felice brothers?
It is one of the Felice brothers, indeed.
I was wondering that, and I was like, what a nice voice this man has. I almost called him a boy. He's a man.
He's an adult. I'm a very big fan of the Felice brothers and of Simon and of just, the whole Felice fam. And their offshoots. They're local to me. They're a Catskill band, so they're out by me, and occasionally we get to go see them. They have a venue that is adjacent to like a general store cafe that they own. They have a barn that they play music in sometimes, and it's so good. The shows are excellent. Like, it's just like 30 people kind of cram into a barn, but it's a really beautiful barn that's like a listening room, and
that's awesome.
Just hear music. I've heard Ian play there. I've heard Simon play there, and then like their brothers will just kind of hop in. I've never heard Jimmy do a solo set there, but Jimmy does show up both times. Joseph and I have seen them kind of around New York. But yeah, I really, really dig them. I'm not going to get all fangirly, but when I was getting falafel a couple months back, I ran into Simon at the falafel place. I think he has a studio in Rhinebeck. He's a big-time producer who produces a lot of indie rock. He produces the Lumineers. He's produced stuff for Condor Oberst, for Bat for Lashes, for the Avett Brothers. So he's done a lot of like kind of big-name producing, and has just an incredible ear and a great studio and a great mentality for making music. And I freaking love this song. Anyone else?
I also like this song. I found myself, bopping along. I actually was stretching at the time when I was like listening to it, and I found myself like drumming on my leg a little bit, doing a John Bernstein special on my leg. Mm-hmm. So I thought it was nice. I generally like all the music, and I found myself just thinking, I was like, oh, is this a Felice brother? But did I look it up? No.
I'll handle the Googling for this family.
Ask Jeeves.
I also love this song because it kind of like, it reminds me of when Joseph and I moved up north from the city. And it's like this song is kind of like, you and I belong to the woods. This is like where we're from. This is where we're happy. And like the city is like kind of a necessary evil, but this is our home. And it's kind of like the thing where it's like your home is kind of the person you're with, and your chosen family. And that's like what home really is. Yeah. So, and Hal hated it because Hal hates music.
I didn't hate it. I really enjoyed it. How dare you? Nobody puts Lublin in the box.
Gritty could put you in the box.
Gritty can put me anywhere Gritty wants.
Right in that penalty box.
Right in that penalty box. This is my policy, is if I don't care for a song, I realize it's not for me. I will very rarely, if you hear me say that song was bad, you'll know like that I am reserving that judgment, especially for something. No, I enjoyed this one. I liked it. I thought it was, I don't know. I enjoyed it. It was a toe tapper.
No, I don't think that you hate music. I was just trying to be a shit starter here in this segment.
Oh yeah, I fucking hate music. I'm sick of all this music. Don't bring your fiddle to me because I will break it.
I'm not here to make friends.
Yeah, or
with
music.
Musicians. Yeah. Am I the Paula then? I'm the one who's always like Paula Abdul, like, that was really good. I really liked it. And you're the Simon.
Am I? Sure.
Yeah.
And I'm Randy.
You're Randy. You're like, what's up, dog?
What's up, dog?
What's up, dog?
Was it pitchy? And then you have to constantly say, for you, for me, for you, for me, for you. I don't know, dog. It's a little pitchy.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
Hey everyone, welcome to the guest chat part of our show. We are joined today by the co-writer of this episode, Ashley Lierman. Hey Ashley.
Hello.
Hey Mom.
My beautiful daughter.
Yeah.
What up?
So we're so excited that you could join us today. And my first question, obviously, is how did you come up with me, Tamika Flynn?
Well, when two parents love each other very much. No, it was so. Okay, so when I was writing a guest episode for Night Vale, obviously I'm a librarian, and I love Night Vale's librarians because when your stereotype of your profession is, frumpy hair and glasses and telling people to shush all the time, somebody shows up and is like, no, actually librarians are terrifying eldritch beings, and you're like, finally somebody gets it. So I wanted to do something with the library, and I thought about summer reading programs of my youth. And so I said something like this in my introduction in the script book, actually. But when somebody invites you to write something in their world that they made up, your thing that you do should not be, and then thousands of children died. So I knew I wanted something positive to come at the end of this story, and for there to be some sort of twist where the kids were okay, but it being Night Vale, that should be creepy. So, right. The kids are okay because some sort of horrifying battle royale happened off screen that involved a lot of violence and also literacy, and that's great. And I just wanted, to have one particular standout reader who was super awesome in that group of kids. And I feel like Black girls in particular get very few opportunities to see representations of themselves that are very cool and powerful and also fantastic readers, which is stupid because Black girls are all of those things all the time. Yeah. So obviously it seemed like the obvious thing for me to do, that this was going to be a little Black girl who had completely kicked ass and read a lot of books above her reading level, and saved the day.
Yeah, and thank you so much for creating her. She's one of my favorite characters. She's
Me
voiced
too.
by one of my favorite people.
Yay. Yes.
Yeah, she has such a great purpose in the world of Night Vale. She's such a huge fan favorite. So this was written and released in 2013. Where were you during that time? What was your life like at that time? And how did you hear about this Welcome to Night Vale world and get involved?
Well, kind of go backwards into that. I was actually a huge fan of the Night Vale Twitter long before I even listened to the podcast. I'm a huge Twitter nerd, and one of my friends recommended it to me, and I was like, this is fantastic. And my wife and I actually drive cross country all the time because she's afraid of flying. Don't tell anyone that.
They'll never know. It's between us.
But yeah, we were going to be driving across New Mexico and Oklahoma in the middle of the night, and we were like, let's see what this Night Vale business is all about. Seems appropriate. So we totally fell in love with it right away, and we were avid listeners from then on. So in 2013, gosh, that's a long time ago. That is a really long time ago. I was working as a librarian in a very, very small college library, and kind of had a lot of time on my hands because it was, it was a very, very tiny library with not a lot challenging me at that time. And
$4 total.
Pretty much $4, yeah. And it was really sort of funny. At the same time that Night Vale sort of exploded and became this huge thing, I actually got another job and moved across the country and moved way up in my career. So it was we both got launched at the same time.
Wow.
Ashley, I'm curious, when you come in to write an episode of Night Vale, especially having listened to it already at that point, do you feel like there are certain bases you have to hit, or do you come in with a story that you want to tell and you sort of bend the world of Night Vale to your story? Where's the give and take there?
I feel like I really like, coming in to pick up and play with the stuff that somebody else has already been working with. So I don't know if that I'd say it's having certain bases to hit, as more just I kind of want to pick up the beat and dance to it. This is I'm in this house. I'm going to play by the rules. We're going to follow things along. But, at the same time, I do, I think, what's something that I can tell that fits into this this rhythm, this narrative? What little corner of this do I want to explore that's going to be a little bit special to me, but also really recognizably be a part of this other tapestry of fascinating things going on?
Well, you talked about like how big the toy box is. Are there toys that you didn't get to play with that you really wanted to, that you just couldn't, like, oh, I wanted to use this either location or this character, this running thread, but I couldn't fit it in. It was already sort of full.
There's like a half a dozen ideas that I was playing with at various times. I can't even remember what all. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe someday I'll get a chance to come back and play with another thread. But yeah, for the stories that I actually wrote for it, I think I pretty much got where I wanted to go. But yeah, I think there's always something else that I'd be interested in doing. So
yeah, and I think the toy box has just expanded and expanded ever since then. It's like, there's so much of the world is created in every episode, and now we are 140 episodes in.
Oh, good heavens.
This is episode 28. So,
yeah.
So, yeah, you were very much involved in the beginning world building, which is, why we get a lot of that has been spawned in the Night Vale world has kind of stemmed from the building of the library and the world around it and the summer reading program and Tamika Flynn and her army of well-read teens.
Yeah. Did you ever think, when you wrote this, did you think that this would go anywhere, like that this character would go anywhere, or like that it is possible? What were your potential? Did you even think about that when you put this story together?
Oh, I had no idea. I mean, this was just, this was a story twist. This was like a throwaway character who I figured would never be revisited again. This is a one-off episode. And, but God, I am so just humbled and grateful for the response that people had to Tamika, and that Jeffrey and Joseph picked her up so much and ran with her in the whole storyline. It was amazing to get to see that happen. Like I feel like I take credit for very, very little of what happened with Tamika Flynn. I'm like, I just put her there and like left, and like everything awesome came after. Like with Symphony giving this character such amazing life and just being the perfect Tamika. Like I'm so excited to have gotten to see that, and just everything about it has been amazing and has completely floored me. So no, I did not foresee that in the slightest.
At the risk of arguing with you, I think you painted such a vivid picture of that character that it, like, you, in improvising, I would call it like handles. You throw out a bunch of stuff. So if I go out on stage, I know I know a lot of different things I can pick up or build on because it's already like rich there. So it's I don't know that you ever get a fully formed version of any character because they change over time, but I think you get a very clear picture out of the gate of who this person is. It doesn't take a lot of time to establish them well. So I think you deserve more of the credit than you're taking. Certainly, I mean, what Symphony's done with it is take it into the stratosphere, but I mean, Symphony, I'm not speaking for you, but do you feel like there was a lot there out of the gate? Am I talking out of my ass again? Have I done it again?
If you were, it would be the greatest talk ever, because anything that compliments me, I am here for it. But yeah, no, I think a lot of people connected with her immediately. And there's so much, I mean, even in like, she's in like towards the end of the episode, but it's just such a strong entrance. Like, you can't deny that. And there's obviously going to be more of her. Otherwise, people would have been like, what the hell? Like, where did this girl go? But yes, I feel like I stepped into this role. And I listened to this show before I was involved in it. But I stepped into it and I felt like immediately at home. And it was something that I could totally relate to. Also being a well-read young Black lady.
Awesome.
So,
don't forget awesome.
Yes, awesome. So that's I think has been, I mean, that obviously to your credit, like it was just such a strong open that it's hard to go up from there. You know what I mean? I just put my voice and read real good behind it.
Yeah, I think we mentioned this earlier. If not, I hope we did. That if like 16-year-old Black girls ran the world, we'd be in such a great place.
For real.
I was gonna say it is a super strong ending. I think there, for what we've listened to so far, there are episodes that have sort of a sitcom element to it, where they sort of get us back to this homeostasis, where, all right, the threat has kind of gone away. And it's kind of disappeared, and it's a much gentler. You're sort of like gently put down, even if things are changed forever over the course of the episode. You still get this sense of like, here's a soft landing, and whatever the imminent threat is has disappeared. But this feels like a much more powerful ending, because you get this huge. It's almost like a Marvel Cinematic Universe. You have the scene at the end, after the credits, where something huge happens that puts this gigantic button on the whole thing, which I really like. I appreciated that. That was like a good like tonal shift from what had been established over the course of a year plus.
And Ashley, do you at your library? You work at a university library, correct?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So you guys don't have a summer reading program.
No, our kids are a little old for that, unfortunately.
So nobody gets pizza rewards.
No, I mean, if we had the budget for it, that would be rad. But I'm sure they would eat it. They're college students, so they're always hungry. But I would love to do like a horror summer reading program.
Ooh, yes.
Just do all my horror favorites. I was basically raised by Stephen King, which is a little embarrassing in retrospect because he's got problems. But like now it's like he's like that uncle who you really, really loved when you were a little kid. And now it's like, about that.
Most boomers have problems.
Yeah.
Most boomers have.
Too real.
The boomers are problematic,
Too true. Yeah, let's leave that at that. But there's just such a wealth of like a world to explore with, sort of the pre-horror with the like 70s satanic panic stuff like Rosemary's Baby and stuff like that. And then you could go like into the modern sort of postmodern horror. Like, that would be a lot of fun.
What would you offer as a prize for the reading program, summer reading program? Either in Night Vale or outside of it. Could be anything.
I feel like, money would be good since I'm dealing with college students here. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe like, at the lower tiers, maybe lots of free vampire fangs, and then we work up to like, full capes and Babadook hats.
Yes,
like
Babadook.
Get your Babadook hat. I'm curious, Ashley, this is maybe a little bit off topic, but hopefully not. What do you think the state of reading is right now in general? Because I get the sense that the kids who are coming up now are not the role of literature in their life. Like I feel like I was part of one of the last generations, because I'm old enough to have grown up without the internet, but young enough to have had it from basically the end of high school, college on. So, it was a lot of reading books, and now everything feels a lot more digital. Do you see an effect there, or is everybody just have their own perception based on sort of where they are and reading is alive and well in other places?
I think that's probably a complicated question because, well, I feel like partly those of us, and I count myself certainly among the who have always read a lot, kind of have a skewed perception of that because we're like, well, in my day, we read all the time. We read 24 hours a day. And I'm like, no, that was me. Like, not everyone else. I always went to school with tons of kids who hated reading, and they didn't even have the internet and I definitely do think that there are kind of more options about what to read now than there used to be. Like, if kids are out there reading like 300,000 words of fan fiction a week, like that's not nothing as far as I'm concerned. You're still growing in a lot of the same ways that you are from, your classical literature, which they make you read in English class anyway. So I don't know. I think reading is certainly transforming because a lot of things are transforming at this present moment, and it's kind of hard to escape that. As a librarian, I definitely do not think that we as an entire culture are going to go digital only in terms of reading and print materials anytime soon, because like that's a whole other rant, but like we literally do not have the technology to do that. That for every book in the world to be digital, just like the size of the amount of memory that requires is completely unfeasible within our lifetimes. But like that's like way off in my technology person zone. But yeah, I don't know. I always get the question of, oh, you're a librarian. Well, that's not going to be a job anymore in 20 years. And I'm like, first of all, thanks for that. And second of all, I don't think that's true, because the information is still out there and the reading is still out there and the literature is still out there. What we're seeing is just a transformation of how people interact with it and how it reaches them. And some of that is in terms of the forms that it takes.
Yeah, right? As long as there are people having thoughts and writing them down, we're going to need people to organize that.
Yeah, definitely. And like podcasts are a form of literature, I would argue. And
not this one,
very
but
exciting
some of them.
You know.
I'm the Charles Dickens of podcasts.
You're paid by the word.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm not allowed to speak as much. I'm really getting it in here. I'm trying to earn a bonus for the year.
That's fair. That's fair.
But what about the Dewey Decimal System?
It's great for small collections. You think I don't have opinions about classification systems?
Is there a library scientist podcast?
Oh, I'm sure there are like a million. Librarians get really, really excited when a new form of technology comes out about 5 years too late. And then everyone's like, have you heard about blogs? So yeah, people are probably podcasting like crazy right now.
Yeah, they're like going to get on Snapchat in 2 years. So.
Yeah, we look forward to it.
Can't wait.
Ashley, thank you so much for joining us on Good Morning Night Vale, and thank you so much for contributing to the world of Night Vale. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
We love you.
We love you.
Love you.
I love you too.
Folks, that is it for now. We will be back on January 10th with Subway, where we will hear from Night Vale listeners about their theories, questions, and comments. But if you are a member of our Patreon, if you are a patron of Good Morning Night Vale, and if you're not, this is a great chance to come aboard. We're going to fill the next 2 weeks with special patron-only fan zones that include, if you've not, I talked about this a little bit last week, but I'm going to tell you again, you people seem to love the fact that I ate some apple pie in the shower one time. And if you want to hear my wife's side of the story, out of her mouth into your ears, there's only one way to do that. It's to go to patreon.com/Good Morning Night Vale and become a patron. It does not cost a lot. It's a cup of coffee every month, and you can be supporting the 3 artists that you're listening to and getting a fresh, steaming content like those patron-only fan zones to fill up your holiday season so we can keep you company, extra company, until we get back the day after my birthday. But for now, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning.
Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited by Grant Stewart. It is mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our guest this week, Ashley Lierman. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions, or to tell us what your New Year's revolution will be this year. I plan to revolt against the clutter in my closet this year, and of course, government oppression. This show is powered by our patrons like Colleen Glenn, Kate Lefevers, Kuka Maria Westman, Kyle Rothfuss, and Lindsay Schneider. If you're interested in supporting this show in exchange for lots of fun, insider, hyper cool kid content like a Patreon exclusive fan zone episode to get you through our holiday break, check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Christy Gressman, Jeffrey Craner, Joseph Fink, and Adam Cecil. Today's adverb is festively. She festively decorated her home with weaponry and provisions necessary to put up a strong fight in the annual war on Christmas.